We're back.
Welcome back to Fall Forward.
What's up, girl?
Season 1.
Episode 3?
Episode 3. Oh my gosh.
I know, like all of a sudden it's like 3.
I know. I turned my phone on airplane mode, so we're good.
Oh my god, I didn't turn mine on airplane mode. I'm doing that right now.
Okay.
Hold on.
We got 12 minutes.
Hold on, airplane mode, you're on.
Okay, we're all yours.
Okay, hold on, let me just put my phone down there. Okay.
What's
up? Hi, Shana.
How has your week been going?
Still in busy season.
Busier? Like it gets busier and busier.
Yeah, now this week is.
But by the way, like in case like you don't know why it's busy season, like we have a holiday coming up that's 8 days. Like for people that don't.
Yeah,
know
and
that
everyone's like, I'm working in the beauty industry, so everyone gets ready for the holidays. That.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was busy, but this week, luckily, actually, I didn't have my son, Nelly, whoever knows. I didn't have him for Shabbos, so I got to like recenter myself a little bit, and
Nice.
I came on to this week like ready for the week. So
Good for you.
even though it's like busy, I'm good at having a good week.
Awesome.
So far, it's only Monday.
I know. It was a long Monday though.
But yeah.
So let's talk about, we got asked, and by the way, like let us know what you want to hear because we're here for you.
Yeah.
So we got asked
About the podcast, about why it's named Fall Forward and why we decided to do it.
right. So
Pretty gutsy to like just start a podcast, and you're like, hey, let's start a podcast. But really, this was in the making for like over a year.
for sure.
And we actually had like how many? We had a bunch of them actually recorded.
Yeah.
And we kept saying,
"Ah."
and then we're like, you know what? Let's just get it straight raw
Yeah.
and just post whatever
Yeah.
whatever
we had
happens.
somebody professionally editing, and we were like,
We're
this
like,
is
no.
not us. Like,
No, we
yeah.
decided to just go straight raw and see whatever. Like the other week when the hair was in my mouth, and I'm like, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm like, whatever. It is what it is.
Yeah. This is
Yeah,
who we are.
sweatshirts. Who cares?
But we're always gonna show up. We promise.
And be
like
honest
really
as much
raw
as we can.
and raw and not edited and not like in our best. I mean, it's always gonna be our best selves,
Yeah.
but like, this is really naturally who we are.
Right.
I'm personally bombed, exhausted. I spent the whole day like dealing with family stuff, which was very draining. But I'm here and you're exhausted, but you're
Yeah.
refreshed,
I
which
still
is
found
good.
time to do the podcast
Yeah.
and see you.
So Fall Forward, it's funny because me and Shana, whenever we would have conversations with each other, like we've been best friends for years, like since we're teenagers, and whenever we would have conversations with each other, we would really like heavily inspire each other and motivate each other. And there was never like jealousy, competition. It was always like, I want to be a better person because like I'm so inspired talking to you. And like we always did that to each other.
You know, it was also a funny thing about it. Like, it was always like that between us. That like we always like lifted each other.
Yeah.
But always when we had like a situation, we always had a similar situation
Exactly.
going on. Like,
Exactly.
Always. It was even if it was a completely different story.
Yeah.
It was always like, yeah, I feel also like
Yeah,
that.
exactly.
We used to like lift each other up. Like it was
Yeah.
always. It was our thing.
Always since we
I just want to
met.
say, like, as I'm getting older, I started to like not distancing, but like I kind of only have friends now that lift me up in different
Yeah.
ways. Every friend does a little bit of something else in a different area.
Yeah.
But I definitely have a very strong bond with like a bunch of my friends that lift me up. But you're like inspiration, motivation. This one is the one.
Right back at her.
Should we talk about that? Just the name, how it got to the Fall
Yeah.
Forward.
So Shana, actually, you are the one that introduced this
I don't
to
remember
me.
what the story was though.
Right,
I
but
was going
you-
through something.
Yeah, and you told me, we were both like, okay, what? This was not for a podcast. Like this was our conversation naturally. We were
Right.
like, what actually motivates you? And I told you, I don't even remember what I told you. And you're like, you know what I do? I found these videos on YouTube, like short videos that are crazy motivational, inspirational, and I got hooked on them.
I just want to tell you that I literally still listen to them, and
Yeah.
that one. Okay,
There's
let's talk
this
about.
one.
There's this one by don't say. I'm not. She always mixes up his name. Denzel Washington.
Are
Okay.
you sure it's not Morgan Freeman?
It's not Morgan Freeman because she always says Morgan Freeman. It's by Denzel Washington. He's saying a speech to kids that are graduating from college. I don't remember it was Princeton. I don't remember which
Yeah.
college it was. It was whatever. But that speech
is so deep.
Fire.
For some reason, the situation, I don't even remember what I was going through. It hit the spot so bad.
Yeah.
And like I listened to it again and again, and I literally know the entire speech by heart.
Yeah.
Like I love that speech.
It goes through my head.
And I listened to it and I fell in love with it, and I was like, Chevy, you have to listen to this one. Changed my life. When I tell you guys, for real, not exaggerating, this video changed my life. Like my mind just switched. I don't know what he said. I don't know if it was just on the right time in the right moment. From that video, it just went forward.
Yeah.
And in the video, he always says, if I'm falling, I don't want to fall back on anyone. I want to fall forward. And then that just rang in my head, and it rang in her head. And then we're like, she was the one who came up with the podcast idea. You're like, let's just make a podcast, because we always have like such motivating. We always told each other that we motivate each other. So we're like, oh, let's motivate other people. And you're like, oh, let's do a podcast. And you're like, let's call it Fall Forward. And we're like,
Yeah, well, I just want to also give credit to somebody else. We were having these conversations that were very motivating. And I follow these two girls on Instagram that are really motivating and raw.
Oh, yeah, you remember?
Yeah.
And I follow other two.
Exactly. And they would literally sit down and have the most raw conversation. They were two best friends, and they would always laugh that they were inspiring people because they were so normal. And I was like, they inspired me a ton. And I was like, this is what we have to do. Like, people are just gonna listen into the conversation and like pick up little bits that are gonna inspire them. And I'm like, you're the only person I would ask to do this with me, because like our conversations, I have also like,
and this is our conversations, even not on video or not recorded. Like we always like
naturally what we do.
So how was your week? Oh, like you know what happened to me? You know what? And then you're like, oh, so how do you take care of it? We so many, and also like random. We also have to do text messages. Exactly. We're always like,
these podcasts are our conversations naturally.
Literally.
Yeah.
Like if they went to our phone, they'll be like, you guys are weirdos.
No, but I love it. I think it's so important. Like I also have friends that I also did the same thing, that like as I grew up, I have only relationships that are uplifting and don't like drag me down. You know, it could be like either one. But by far my conversations with you are just like, every time I talk to you, like I'm inspired and I'm motivated, and it's like it lights a fire under my ass. And going back to this video that was life-changing, I listened to it and I couldn't stop listening to it. I listened to it over and over and over. Yeah. First thing when I wake up in the morning, I'd put it on, and that one line also stuck with me. And you're like, what should we call the podcast? I'm like, we have to call it Fall Forward. And you're like, really? You connect with it that much like I did? Remember?
Video? Oh my god, I love that. I still love that video so much. Like I still randomly listen to it.
Me too.
But I would just want to say about choosing your friends and having, you know how they say less is more?
Yeah.
I feel that way also with friends. Like even if I don't have like a bunch of friends, even though I do for some reason.
Right.
But my really like close, like every day to day, like I see them and always something happy. They're always there, always something sad. They're there, whatever. Those few friends that I have are so much more than they give so much to me in like different ways that everyone should always choose your friends wisely. If you're a close friend, choose them wisely.
So good.
When it comes to friends, less is more. Like
you
just need to have those good people in your life that like.
Wouldn't you say that
you've been my friend for so long? I know so much crap and so much good.
I know.
Literally.
Seriously.
You've been like through so much crap with me and so much good, and we're still always like stuck.
We're always
motivated each other.
We always try. But what do you say? Because like I didn't mean to take the conversation this way, but like as you're talking, I'm like, oh my gosh, would you say that your friends are the ones that make you fall forward? Because like imagine you didn't have good friends around you and you're going through something hard and you tell them, and they could either like vent with you and make you feel very down.
Something? I know this is gonna sound so crazy, but my sisters, they also motivate me like that in different ways. Like I have a sister who's in like the women's health, like, you know, in that whole, she's like in that industry, and she motivates me so much. I just want to say that my sisters are by accident my sisters, and they're my friends by choice. They also motivate me. So I do have family that also motivates me, but again, I'm also very close to certain people in my family because they motivate me. Right. The other ones are my siblings, whatever. But I mean, they aren't. I am close to all my siblings, but I have some siblings, and mostly my sisters. I'm so like. I can call them when I'm going through a situation. I know that they'll motivate. If I'm going through something that's in my body, like in the women, my two sisters, like
Yeah.
Like, they motivate me. They're always like on top of it. So people that are close to me are the people that keep me falling forward. Not just my friends, but definitely my friends. Like,
But I'm saying it's not something only internally. It's something like that the people around you have that effect on you.
yeah, I feel like lately I started noticing it even more. Like, everyone around me are only people that motivate me.
Yeah.
The other day, it wasn't the other day, it was like actually like a year ago. I was with like a bunch of friends, and we're all sitting by a table, and we were all talking about like some of us are bosses or working for ourselves, and then we sat down. I'm not joking. We're like 15 people.
Wow.
And we realized that all of us used to work for other people who mistreated us, and we all now work for ourselves, and we're all doing it. And we realized that like you surround yourself by the people you choose to surround yourself, and whatever you want, it comes to you. Whenever you don't want, it falls away.
100%.
And like I started noticing that the older I get, like all my friends are really people that move, like make me fall forward in other ways, not only in like business, beauty, taking care of yourself emotionally, physically, everything, spiritually. I have friends that are like my spiritual side. I have my friends that are motivating side. I have my friends that keep me healthy and everything. I don't know, everything.
I love it.
I love having this. Do you have something like that?
it.
Do you have that with your sisters or your family?
I definitely do. Your family is super close.
I know my
Like
family.
super close. And you have a big family. I have
I
a
know.
smaller family and they live all over, and I'm obsessed with my family, but I don't have that kind of relationship with them. Like, I wouldn't call my sister if
I'm not saying it was your sister. What about like
Right.
your grandmother, your mom, your
my
It has to be
mom. So
something.
my mom, the craziest relationship that I have, like the weirdest, is with my mom, because my mom knows things about me without me telling her. Like, if I'm going through a hard time, I'll get a call from my mom and be like, "What's going on?" I have a bad feeling that like you're going through something. Or like I'll have a weird dream and she'll call me and she'll be like, "Are you okay?"
I have chills.
Every time. I'm telling you, ask Jude, it's the weirdest thing.
Love that.
Like, she literally, it's a crazy connection that we have. And you know, like, I didn't talk to my mom for years. We had a very interesting relationship, and she always was able to know what was happening before I even told her. Every single time something crazy goes on in my life, she
It's so
calls me
important to
first.
have people in your life that truly care
Yeah,
and motivate you and there to see you succeed and go and move and
100%.
those are the people that stand out.
100%.
Anyway, by the way, we're
No! Why is it so fast?
whoa, that went by so fast. I feel like that was so fast.
I know.
Anyway, guys,
That's it.
Surround
Wait, can you just tell
yourself.
me one more thing? One thing that you could do to fall forward, is it surrounding yourself?
surround yourself by people who care
Yeah.
and just want to see you be the best version of you.
And that's our time. We'll be back next week. Are we gonna be
That
back
was not
next
supposed
week?
to happen.
Are we gonna be back next week? Even
What's
though
next week?
it's like right before Pesach on Monday.
We'll have to keep them updated because I'm not sure.
Okay.
But I think so.
We'll try. Bye. Thanks.